Peace and blessings. How you doing? Father Augustino here. Today is Wednesday of Holy Week, and this is your daily meditation. Happy Spy Wednesday. Today is called popularly Spy Wednesday. Why Spy Wednesday? Well, it's the day during Holy Week when the Gospel of Matthew is read, Matthew 26, which recounts when Judas Iscariot went to the Sanhedrin and asked, "How much will you give me if I turn him over to you?" And they said, 30 pieces of silver. And this is what he eventually did. This day where we remember in a particular way that he was betrayed. Well, actually, it's not totally true, because actually in every single Mass, we remember that he was betrayed. We don't call every single Mass a spy Mass, right? There's something about all this that shows that God is greater. You know, we tend to remember the bad things that happen and not the good things. Well, what if we began to remember the good things that happened from the bad more than just the bad things that happened? Spy Wednesday. Well, I think that scripturally, this is what happens if we just look at a couple places in Scripture where 30 pieces of silver were used. Joseph in Genesis had 11 brothers, and he was his father's favorite son. Jacob loved Joseph and gave him this special coat. Maybe you saw the musical, his Technicolor dream coat. Anyway, Joseph was a dreamer. And he had these dreams, and he said, "One day, my brothers, I dreamt that you all would bow down before me." Now, I don't know about you, but if I was an older brother and I heard my little brother say that, I was like, "I'll show you bow down before me. Come here, come here." And his brothers were angry, jealous, frustrated. And it festered. So one day, Joseph is sent to give a message to his brothers who are out tending the sheep. And they see him coming from far off, and they say, "Let's kill him." Not kill him. We can't kill him. He's our brother. Yeah, we can. You know, who does he think he is? Come on, what are we going to do? They beat him up, and they eventually sold him into slavery. And he was sold again in Egypt, where he was a slave and rose up the ranks because he was filled with blessing. And then this lady wanted to do something impure with him, and he said no, and for that, he got sentenced to life in prison. Wow. And can you imagine that moment? Being in prison for doing something right. Feeling, man, what is going on? And then even through that, to see God's blessing. You see, brothers and sisters, if Joseph wasn't sold into slavery for 30 pieces of silver, if he wasn't sold into Egypt, if he wasn't accused wrongly, if he wasn't thrown into jail, he never would have been in a position to be glorified in God. Because there he met the Pharaoh's cupbearer, who eventually told the Pharaoh that there's this guy who can interpret dreams. The Pharaoh has a dream. He interprets the Pharaoh's dream, and he ends up saving the world. The end. No, not the end. The beginning. You see, when we begin to see the good that comes from the bad more than just the bad, those 30 pieces of silver, it's not betrayal, it's victory. Let the victory reign in us. We'll see you tomorrow on this, your daily Lenten meditation. Peace and blessings.